All right. So what do we see here? Ha ha ha. I've got a cup and a half of all-purpose flour, a cup and a half of semolina flour, 4 eggs, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're making pasta dough. That's right, pasta dough. Now, we're going to make some pasta out of that pasta dough. But I'm not going to tell you what kind of pasta, not till tomorrow. But for now, let's get the dry ingredients mixed together. So that's the salt with the semolina flour and the all-purpose flour. We'll give them a quick stir. And this is going to make a little more than a pound of pasta dough, which should be plenty, with a well in the middle. Okay, we'll beat those eggs real quick. Add the olive oil. Put the eggs in the middle. And let's just start getting things mixed up. All right, that's coming together. Put that aside. You know, when I used to do this, I haven't made pasta dough in a while, but when I used to do it, I used to use a food processor. And, you know, I don't mind using a food processor, I don't. But, you know, I don't think you need to, right? I don't need to take that food processor out here and open it up and then clean it later, right? I mean, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, so it looks like it's ready to start coming together like a regular dough. And I'm going to knead it once it comes together. I'm going to knead it a little bit, get it firm. And yeah, it is a little bit dry, but we'll see. After it rests a little bit, it relaxes, maybe Hey. So, I told you I was going to be making some pasta. And, well, here's what's going to happen. Here's my pasta dough. I have it in some plastic so it doesn't dry out. Here's my trusty pasta rolling machine. And this is the casserole where we're going to make our lasagna. So you see it's 12 inches long by 9 inches wide. It's got a little curve here. That shouldn't be much of a challenge. But the reason why I chose this casserole is because it's 4 inches high and it's got a lid. So I should be able to get maybe 5 or 6 or 7 layers in here, which is going to be nice. You know, growing up, lasagna only had 3 or 4 layers at the max. We didn't use fresh pasta dough and make fresh pasta. And typically it was a layer of some kind of ricotta cheese with other stuff in it, and then sauce, and then if we had meatballs or sausage, we'd chop them up and put them in there. But I'm going to do this the traditional way. I'm going to use a nice fresh pasta, make my sheets nice and even. I'm going to use a bechamel, and then I'm going to use that meat sauce that I made, you know, the not bolognese meat sauce. So I'm going to try to get as many layers into this as I can, and hopefully it's a delicious lasagna. Okay, so I don't know how many layers I'm going to be able to make this. It depends on how much dough I have and how much ingredients I have. But you see I've got this on the thickest setting. And I'm just going to take it gradually, thinner and thinner. And then I'm going to let these pasta sheets dry out a bit before I blanch them. I'm not going to boil them and cook them, but I am going to dip them in some hot water just so that they're cooked a little bit before I put them into my lasagna pan. Now you see what's happening here. This is very nice, actually. So that's a 4, and I might go one thinner, but you see how if I just do 2 across, that's going to cover the bottom. Let's see. Now that's a 5. I'm going to go to a 4, and I think that's as thin as I'm going to go. I don't want these sheets paper thin, right? I think that's nice. Okay, so with that, let's measure it. Okay, so if I take it square, right, here's my 12 inches, right? That'll fit nicely in the bottom of that pan. I might have to trim off the edge there, right, that corner. Right, so let's take a look at how it fits in the pan, right? Now, I've got 2 sheets there. We see how they overlap a bit? So I'm going to just trim one down, and that's going to give me the ability, that's going to give me the ability to make more layers, right? So here we go. Let's just pop it back in there and see. So it should overlap a little bit, right? That looks nice, right? That covers the bottom. Okay, so here is my dish. This is the pasta, and I just threw them in some boiling water for about 20 seconds each. And now what I'm going to do is listen to me. I'm going to spoon a little bit of bechamel on the bottom layer here. First sheet down. Nice. Okay. A little bit more bechamel on the bottom. And the bechamel, I strained it and I sprinkled in a half a teaspoon of salt. And that's it. That was enough seasoning. Okay, and now this is the not bolognese sauce. And I should have put some Parmigiano Reggiano down on top of that bechamel, but I will put it down right now. And the goal here is to get 5 layers. Okay, next layer. Okay, so lasagna's been in the oven. Let's see, am I in frame here? Yeah, I am. Lasagna's been in the oven for about an hour, and I have a little bit more of this meat sauce that I'm going to put on top here. Just a little bit left. Yeah. I got a little bit of browning on the edges there. And that'll be okay. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that meat sauce on, and then I'm going to hit it with some nice mozzarella. And when that mozzarella melts and maybe browns a little, that's when it's coming out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I have... Wow. It fits. Excellent. Okay. So into the oven it goes again, and I got to check it to make sure that I don't burn the mozzarella. Okay, so it took, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. And you see got a little browning on the mozzarella. You know, this little crispy here. We'll cut that off. So now this has to rest. It has to settle. And luckily, my wife is away, and she'll be back tomorrow. And then tomorrow, we'll enjoy this. And then, it's just the two of us, right? So probably what's going to happen is we'll enjoy this tomorrow, and then we'll cut it into sections, put some pieces in the freezer, and then when we want some lovely lasagna, we've got it. All right, so tomorrow is when I'm going to try plating this.